Chief Forecaster here at AccuWeather, Elliot Abrams.
I first met Elliot in 1965 or 66 as a undergraduate in the weather station at Penn State.
So let's take a look back at your career. What was the year? When did you start here at AccuWeather?
Well, Dr. Joel Meyers, who's our president and founder, came up to me in the weather tower at Penn State in 1967, I think it was October, and said, how'd you like to work for me? I'm hard to work for, but I'm fair. And he was right.
Elliot was my first full-time employee.
And the rest is history. He's been here 51 years.
People don't know that you really did a lot of pioneering research into the meeting of weather forecasts.
Well,
and the term and terminology.
I wanted to find out what was the best way of explaining or giving a forecast so that it could be best understood by people and remembered.
We want to save lives. We want people to make the best decision. And communications, we found, is as important as what the forecast is saying so that people understand it.
The whole idea of customizing a forecast for specific users, a lot of people didn't even think that was possible.
I would sit by very, very anxiously waiting to hear him talk about the weather, and maybe, possibly, I would have a snow day for that day.
I grew up in Philadelphia, so grew up listening to you.
Oh, my condolences.
They've grown up with you. They've lived their entire life listening to you in the morning.
To meet Elliot for the first time was surreal, to say the least. It was pretty interesting. He's always busy, and I was like, oh my God, it's Elliot Abrams, like the guy I grew up listening to.
It was a lot of hard work in those early days, and you were part of it. And sometimes with a snowstorm, we'd work 36 straight hours to keep the business going and keep the clients notified. And
you also wanted to provide a service. I always thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice to save somebody's life?
And you led the team in 1972 with Tropical Storm Agnes, forecasting. There were no warnings out, and you on various radio stations and warned that there would be severe flooding which would threaten lives and property 3 days before it occurred. So that was the first example, clearly, of AccuWeather saving lives and warning people.
It's just been an amazing experience just to be able to come to work and know that I'm working a few feet away from a broadcasting legend.
Weather is definitely not only his job, but his love and hobby.
And you, of course, mentored a lot of other of our weather forecasters. You've always been a great teacher.
It helped make me a better broadcaster in terms of how I get my forecasts out and how I prepare to get information out to listeners. What are you going to miss the most about being here at AccuWeather?
I'm going to miss the people I work with every morning.
His sense of humor. He's a really funny guy. He's just a pun master.
For AccuTurkey, this is Gobbleologist Elliot Abrams.
Every day before you head out the door, you always stop by my office and always drop a bunch of jokes before leaving.
Well, it's better to make people happy when you leave than to make them sad.
I'm very proud of my husband, and I love him, and I'm looking forward to our next phase together.
Or do you think about your legacy at all, or what you want it to be, hope to be?
Not too much. Just hope that people were glad they worked with me, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for all your great years of service, your dedication to AccuWeather.
Well, thanks so much, Elliot, and good luck with everything.
You're welcome. Have the best day you've ever had until tomorrow.